Yep. What's good? What's good? What's the word? It's your boy Norbs and your man Jamel Herring, and this is the 10-8 podcast. We minus one. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't sent Christine Link. I ain't bothered her tonight. I
Nah,
was just
I'm
on
gonna tell you right
the
now. Just send it anyway.
oh, word, right?
Just send it anyway. Cause last time, like we did it, we did a late night last Wednesday. We had to hear from her. Send it anyway.
She did. She did.
She got to know something about that, so just send it anyway.
You're right. You're right. But we got a special guest on today. He been doing this thing in the industry, hard body, probably the hardest interview dude out right now. My man Naji. You know what I mean? We're about to bring him on. There's a lot to talk about, man. My man be getting popping with everybody on the internet, man. So we're gonna get with Naji right after this. There's my guy Naji. What's good, brother?
Yo, what's up, man? Norbs, what's good? Jamel, what's going on?
What's good, Naj, man? Good to have you on with us, bro.
Yo,
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you, man. It's crazy. You know, I was telling Jamel like for a minute, like, yo, I want to bring Naj on, bro, because son is I fuck with your whole style with the whole shit, bro. Like just your interview format and you know, just keeping it real, and you know, it kind of gives me a feel of a throwback of interviews of back then, bro. Like when you just pull up on cats and you know and whatnot, and just your vibe, bro. But what's good? Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Man, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I fuck with your vibe too, man. You know what I'm saying? I know obviously from the music days and all of that, you know what I mean? I was a big battle rap fan too. So, you know, I know your history and all that. But man, I'm good, man. I appreciate y'all having me up here.
Yeah, so now, yo, we were just talking about something interesting. I know a lot of fans know us from hip hop and stuff like that, and we were just talking about you working with Sony, and I had, you know, like, that's what you do. You came from the music. I came from the music / the battle world, and it's kind of crazy. Like, it's not much of a difference, bro. To be honest with you, between hip hop and boxing, but the come up
competitive nature. It's a competitive nature. That's what brings all together. It's the competitive nature. That's why I respect it. Like shout out to Naj and his platform. Like I be peeping it. Like I be like, yo, he be saying some real interesting shit that I be like, yo, I'll be like, it makes sense. And then it's like, what I like with you, Naj, is like, it don't be biased, it don't be favoritism. You just be speaking on what's really going on, what people want to know about. And I see you probably ruffle a few feathers, but that's how it always is. That's what any industry. You gonna ruffle, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta ask the hard questions at times. So it is what it is.
Hey, listen, man. Dealing with hip hop is probably dealing with some of the most sensitive people. So I know you well prepared for what you're dealing with. Especially, I came from the hip hop scene, battle rap scene, and we were just talking about. It was funny. We were just talking about Nipsey Hussle, and I told you the story. I had you know, I had met Nip back in like 2008. And we were talking about deals, and one of the situations I had was with Sony, and you know he advised me about that. But the one thing that what got me, I want to talk about Nipsey because Nipsey really influenced me coming up was, bro, when I met him, and this is when he dropped what is it? Bullets Ain't Got a Name. I think the second.
Yeah, Bullets Ain't Got No Name. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember meeting him, and he pulled up, right? So Jamel, so we in New York. He pulls up in Union Square, right? It's summer, bro. It's got to be like 95. Bro, he got Dickies on. He got a big ass sweater on. Bro, like he literally, bro,
real LA with the Dickies,
bro. It was crazy. He had this big Jesus piece on, so he pulls up and he's like, "Yo, Norris," and bro, when I seen him, I don't know, he just embodied the West Coast, and I was like, "Yo, bro, he's about to go." But the thing that really impressed me about him was the knowledge he had. Like he was one of the smartest people I think I ever came across in hip hop. And Naj, you were telling me that you and him was cool as well. You know,
yeah. So you know, right now I work for Sony Orchard. I'm the vice president of urban for Sony's independent distribution. You know what I mean? Nice. So, you know, I sign artists. I work on marketing campaigns. Like, you know, I'm heavy just in building up stars. You know what I mean?
Nice.
my journey to get there, I guess my first introduction to music, one of my homies rapped, and I was like, nigga, you nice. Like, let me manage you. I ain't know nothing about music at the time. Right. I just know my man could rap. You know what I mean? And I had a friend of mine that was cool with Nipsey's cousin. So we kind of connected like through that, and I used to send them music like, yo, man, listen to my man music. And this is around the Crenshaw tour. So this is maybe 2011. Nipsey was going on the Crenshaw tour. So I sent the music, and he actually hit back like, yo, your man Fire, I want to see if y'all want to come open on the tour. Yeah. I was like, hell yeah, like, of course. So I went on the Crenshaw tour, and that was the chance, you know, that was the time I first really got to be around Nipsey and learn from him and learn the game. And at the time, he was still independent. So it was kind of like him and his homies was running the operation. It was like one of his cousins was the security, and another guy was running the merch, and another guy was the DJ. Yeah. So it was kind of like, you know, eye-opening to me to see at this level, like you could kind of enterprise it, you know, with just your people. And, you know, he gave me a lot of game, man. So that was like my introduction to me really believing like, yeah, you know what? I could really do this music shit.
You know what? It's so crazy right now, Naj. One of my first artists I ever worked with that really put me on a platform that really helped me just tuned in, my man Math Hoffa. Y'all know him from My Expert Opinion. Shout out to Math. What's good, Hoff?
Yeah.
Lil Hoffa.
Crazy. The hate
my man, listen, Math, to you, as you already know, my man Red Spikes, who's one of the trainers of Terrence Crawford. He's big, yeah. He loves Math. He loves Math for real. Like, yeah. He's a Math fan. So like, much respect for him tuning in. But definitely, I know Red Spikes. Shout out to Red Spikes. He's definitely a Math Hoffa a fan for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy that we just talking about hip hop. I know I don't even talk about hip hop on the show.
Crazy, right?
Sure. Math, come on, like yo, that's bugged out, dog.
Word.
Nah, I mean, it is crazy how similar the industry is even coming up, bro. Like just doing music and then hustling, and like you said, like you got into it off of that, and I got inspired by Math as well. And Math was a battle artist, right, at the time. He was notorious for battling a Fight Club, and him, I remember another artist named Liaison. But with Math, it was funny because I was like, I heard his music, and I'm like, oh, bro, like y'all keep talking about this incident that he had, but son could really rap. So yeah, that's what really got me going with it, and we just started going, you know, hard with it. I was doing my interview stuff. Math was the first person to really push me to really do the interview shit as well. Like I was just trying to focus on music, but I was trying to open up an avenue. So that's crazy. That's how you got into it as well. But I mean, damn, how do you manage doing both though, bro? Because you seem like you be everywhere with the interview shit too, bro. Like that's crazy.
Yo, man, this shit is it's just all day, man. It's nonstop. It's just, you know, but it's not that hard just because these are my passions, man. Like rap and boxing, that's what I love. Like I do this shit for free. Like when I wasn't getting no money, I was doing the same shit, right? Like finding artists, watching boxing, discovering talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always did this for free. So now that I'm in a position that, you know, I'm playing in the big leagues, like I'm doing all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying?
You're doing more than that, bro. You're doing more than that.
He's being modest. I respect it. He's being modest with it, you know?
Naji, I fucks with your shit, bro. Like, and then just the way you set up everything and the way you just kind of keep it a beam with them, and they gotta respect it, and that's what I really like about your shit. Like even we seen the Tiafimo shit, and then we seen when you ran up on him. Well, when I ain't run up on him, let me not say that. But when you expressed how you felt about his words, but it kind of was dope because a lot of people was like, "Yo, nah, he." You know, some people try to say he was clout chasing. I was like, nah, bro. Like, you could tell like they had a relationship beforehand, and he's just like, yo, bro, like, how can you say some of the shit you've been saying?
Nah, it's the same. And I tell people the same shit. It's like I said, I can call Tio right now, and it's like, yo, dog, you wilding. Yo, like you making it hard. It's hard for me. I fuck with you, but at the same time, you borderline saying shit that I can't rock with. So it's like. It's one of those things, but when sometimes you got to pull motherfucker to the side off the screen and really connect with them. But like people don't understand that shit. People expect you to always get a motherfucker in the camera and put him on blast. Like nah, I know him personally, so I don't have to do all that shit. You know what I mean? I ain't got to do all that.
So, nah, for sure. You know, it's funny the T.O. thing, man. It was like, you know, it went viral. A lot of people, you know, this. Listen, when you're doing public shit, man, it's gonna be people on all sides of the opinions, right? Like
Right,
people
yeah.
who fuck with you, people who hate on you, like it come with the territory. So it don't bother me. You know what I mean? I know, people thought I was clout chasing by, I was talking to him aggressively. I wouldn't call it pressing, but we had an aggressive conversation. Yeah. And I'm somebody that, when it's something that is meaningful to me, I'm not afraid to have an aggressive conversation, and whatever comes behind that. So I think what a lot of people don't know about the T.O. situation was where the videos started at. That was halfway into our conversation, right? So like anyone who thinks it's clout chasing, like when we started the conversation, it was just me and him. It wasn't nobody around. It wasn't until I guess, things got a little heated that people started coming around recording and whatever the case was. And then that's kind of where people
picked it up from.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't never a situation where it was like, oh, I'm trying to make a moment or whatever. It's just, we saw each other and, a conversation just needed to be had in that moment. And, it just kind of went how it went.
No, and that's what I try to explain to people. I'm like, bro, like you could tell like they was having a conversation and somebody seen it and somebody wanted views and they pulled up the camera. And that's the same shit in hip hop. That's what happens all the time. So that's what I'm saying. There's so many similarities with boxing and hip hop, though. It's so crazy.
That's the same. You remember Hov said, "Show you how to move in a room full of vultures." It's like you gotta know how to move in this shit, man.
Facts, bro. Facts. But it taught me a lot. My experience through hip hop taught me a lot because, like, even like I gotta earn my stripes with a lot of these boxers. They ain't trying to give you nothing. They try to downplay you, whatever. And it's same thing in hip hop, bro. Like you really gotta earn your stripes. I really had to hit the block and be in certain areas, and in boxing it's kind of the same thing. And it's such a small world. Like everybody kind of run into each other. And if you're not on that cool table, if you're not kissing ass, cats won't mess with you. And that's why I really rock with you, because you're not with that. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta respect it.
That's like for me, like I feel you. I was like, you ain't gotta be with all that shit to speak your motherfucking mind and share your opinion and thought. If people fuck with you, they're gonna tune in regardless. You ain't gotta have all that clout, whatever, or to be. I'm not gonna say no names, but we see guys out here that be riding on coattails of certain fighters all the time. But it's like, yo, all your takes is around other fighters. Like if I'm gonna speak on the sport, I'm gonna speak on everything around it. Even if they don't agree with it or not, I'm gonna still speak on it. And that's how it's supposed to be. But y'all know y'all see how this shit is. People got their favorites, whatever. People got their ones they want to just rock where they can't do no wrong. Like I said, if my guy, like I said, T.O., you fucking up, I'm gonna pull him like, yo, bro, you fucking up.
And that's the thing that I feel like it was dope about this shit too, because this is like you just gonna say how you feel, and that's the thing I run into a lot. If I speak and I give an opinion on a certain individual, like I was talking about, let's talk about the Brian Norman situation with Devin Haney, right? I made a comment. I put out a video and I made a comment and I said, I love the fight, but I think Devin Haney's making a mistake. And people killing me. And I'm like, yo, y'all gotta understand where I'm coming from. The last time I seen Devin, right? I want your opinion on this. Last time I seen Devin, he was running from a pretty much, I don't want to call a guy washed up, but a washed up fighter. And now you're going to 147 to fight Norman, who's like that. How is it going to be any different? I feel like mentally he hasn't recovered from what transpired with him versus Ryan Garcia, and that was the point I was trying to make, and that's how I feel. What do you feel about that? Because I mean, I'm concerned with Devin in that situation. That's why I don't want to see the fight right now.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great fight. I think one, there's the part that we don't know. One is Devin's moving up, right? But two, there's still questions after his last fight. Just is he mentally okay, right? Like, is he okay with taking punches and being able to stand there in the pocket at some points and exchange at some points? I think with Devin, to me, I expected somewhat of how the Ramirez fight went. I expected that somewhat, right? Like it was his first fight back, and let's be honest, man, that Ryan fight was brutal, dog. Like, the nigga took a lot of punishment.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
So, I mean, for me, I expected that at least the first half of the fight. I was hoping once he got acclimated, the distance, his jab was working. He saw, you know what, this guy can't touch me. Maybe I'll step to him a little bit. But I don't think it was smart of him to even try to like go up there after what just happened and even take a risk like that. So
Yeah.
I kind of understood it. I think when it comes to Brian Norman Jr., who obviously he got thumpers in both hands, right? Brian Norman Jr. got a lot of power as well. We just seen him knock out Jin, what's his name, Sasaki or whatever his name is. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. But,
he knocked out his memory for 6 weeks,
you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
But I think that here's the thing, man. Devin Haney, to me, I think he's going to give Brian Norman a lot of trouble, man. I think his footwork and his jab and being able to keep distance is going to give Brian Norman some trouble. I remember watching the fight. It was Brian Norman versus, what's the black dude name? It was somebody, I forget his name now, but he had a good jab, some distance, and Brian Norman won the fight, but he didn't really look as spectacular. And I think that the movement is going to give him a lot of trouble because Devin's foot speed is a lot greater than Brian Norman's foot speed, man. So I kind of think I give Devin the edge in that fight. But it's a great fight, right? And it's one of those, you make a mistake, Brian Norman can make you pay.
Yeah, you know, no, let me give my man Naji a round of applause for that, because he the only one that basically made points that I was trying to tell you too. Norm was like, Naj pointed out basically the same thing I was pointing out to you for weeks, months, or whatever now. Devin was coming off a brutal fight. It was a year layoff. So he had ring rust. Then you gotta think about the mental aspect of boxing. It's like, do I go in here and take a risk, like, trying to jump into the fire, or do I take my time? Yeah. Do I take my time here as well? So it's like I get what you're saying. I respect, like you're saying, it was too much movement. I get that, he was too cautious, but I'm saying, like, you gotta understand, even though the L was removed from the record, whatever, you still gotta think about the punishment and just stuff he had to deal with outside the ring as well. We all seen it, bro. He was getting torched not only from the after effects of the fight, but people was coming at him about this, or they saw a loser, the lawsuits, and so you gotta understand that takes a toll on any human being. So I'm thinking, like, okay, let me see how he looks coming back. Let me see how he looks. Okay, he came back. He played it a little too cautious for my liking, but I can understand why. He the way he did.
He busted out his shoes from so much running.
But at the same time, real respect though. He could have stayed with that mentality, but it seemed like even after that fight, he was still trying to fight. He was still trying to go for the bigger fights out there.
No.
He tried to get the Ryan fight. Yeah. He tried to get the Tio fight. And now so you can't knock him for at least, still going for the biggest fights out there.
I'm not knocking Devin forever saying he ducks opponents. I think Devin wants the biggest fights. I'm just concerned after seeing him after 1 year, he just didn't look like the Devin that I was like, no, Devin is that one.
That's fair, Nose. But I just feel like with somebody like Devin, man, it's like when you take a beating like that, and you know what I'm saying? He even if you remember his first ESPN interview after the Ryan fight, he said, and I think this was maybe before the steroid situation came out, and he was like, "I never been beat like that before." So I think even outside of the physical, right, mentally, you like, damn, I'm already, I'm this great, and this happened. I think it's natural to want to be cautious. And in that fight, do I agree he was too cautious? I think after round 8, when you like, all right, I got his distance, I got his timing. He can't touch me with the feet. Maybe you could step to him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I think the natural inclination is like, man, let me just get my confidence back. Let me get in the win column. And then, we can see what happens from there.
Thank you. Get the ring rust off, and then we see how we move forward. Like I said, I give him respect because he didn't move backwards. So he could have said, you know what,
backwards.
I need another tomato can, whatever. Yeah, but not even saying that, because Jose, my man, he's not a tomato can. You know what I'm saying? He's a former world champion. Give him that respect. But at the same time, he could have stayed. He could have stayed on that plateau. Instead, he's going at he's going at the guy that's younger than him.
No, absolutely, but
bigger and stronger.
Let me see if you agree with me on this. I don't think he had an option to go a lesser route. I think. Hold on. Listen, Jamel.
Yeah, Nose, let me hear this. No,
I don't think he had the option. Think about it. Turkey Al-Asik has been putting out a lot of money, and he put out a lot of money for that Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia matchup, which the running messed it up and Ryan losing. So I don't believe that if he wasn't to get in the good graces of Turkey Al-Asik for after messing that up and him, I don't think he was going to give him another walkthrough. He had to take a name to get some of that money back, or that. I believe that he was kind of pushed into the situation. Naji, am I tripping?
No, I do agree with that, Norbs. I'll give you that one. I agree with that in the sense that I think Turkey. We know Turkey, Turkey gonna give you that bag, but he gonna make you fight, right? Like he ain't really giving no. Turkey don't do tune-ups. I don't think Turkey is good at building fights, right? Like he's just gonna throw you in there and it is what it is. Survival. You know what I'm saying? He gonna throw you in there with the wolves and see how you come out. So I agree with you to that point that I think maybe this was a fight that he might not have been able to avoid. But I still think there was other options, right? Like let's be clear. He tried to go for Teofimo first. Teofimo backed out the actual fight, right? Like they said that Turkey Al-Sheikh sent the contract. Teofimo, for whatever reason, declined. I know there was talks of him and Richardson Hitchens. Salute to
Richardson too, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Was on the table. So I think there was other options.
Those are all good fights.
But you got to be clear when you say he had no choice, because at the same time, I get what you're saying. He didn't have. It's more of he didn't have many options than he had a choice. Like he was forced to. Like I said, he went for Tio. That didn't go down. Yeah. The Ryan thing that fell apart when he lost to Rollies. He went from Rich, that whatever, that didn't go down either. So it's not. I wouldn't say that he didn't have a choice. He just didn't have any options in order to get that certain bag. In order to get that certain bag he was looking for. But at the same time, Devin Haney would have landed wherever he landed and still would have been, he would have fought whoever. But I'm just saying that, like, you got to be more clear when you said that he didn't have a.
What I mean by that is
he had many big name options.
No,
that's a good point, man.
Turkey wasn't going to pay for
anything less than big name options, but at
that
time, Devin could have fought somebody, whatever, and he could have got rid of more of the cobwebs, whatever you want to call it.
But hold on,
it'd be cool if he'd have won. Okay, let's put Devin Haney back in whatever these big fights.
Jamal, correct me if I'm wrong. Remember, when Devin was coming back, he was having trouble getting people to purse bid on him. If the only one that really gave him what he was asking for was
Turkey. Let's keep it a buck.
Am I wrong with that?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but let's keep it a buck. Like, the reason why is because him and his father, they're Haney Promotions. They're a small entity. They're a small entity. They don't have this. So like basically like come on. Before this whole Ryan thing went down, let's be real. Before the whole Ryan Garcia fight went down, they haven't been doing that with his father. They was over here with Eddie Hearn. They was over here with Top Rank. They did work with Golden Boy. It's nothing new. That just how they operate. It's just how they operate.
But at that time, those guys were bidding and giving him the money he wanted. After that loss, this is what he remember. This is one of these.
I'm just saying.
This is what he was suing for. He was suing for unjust enrichment because he was losing money.
I think the difference in that was when he was signing multi-fight deals, people are more willing to invest the money, right? Like if you just gonna do a one-fight deal, where it's like, all right, cool. I'm not sure if I can make my money back, especially at the time. Abdullayev was the mandatory. So it's like, if you Eddie Hearn, I'm not about to put up $2 million on Devin versus Abdullayev if I can't make another fight. If I can't get another fight after to recoup the money I just put up. I'm not going to put the purse bid. So I think that was less about just only. I mean, it is partially value, but I think it is like, if you're not going to take a long-term deal, then the amount of financial backing is definitely going to decrease.
No, because that's the issue that a few guys, I think even Edgar was having with Eddie Hearn. Like, he was like, listen, it's your last fight. I'm not about to put up this crazy sum and then you might just leave and go elsewhere and I can't recoup my money back. So that part I get, but for to say that like nobody would pick Devin Haney up, somebody would have picked him up. He probably wouldn't have gotten his way in terms of a one-fight deal thing and just take a bag and leave, but somebody would have picked him up where they would have to negotiate a legit or a deal where everybody can agree on around the table. But like to say that like because of the Ramirez fight and the fucking Ryan Garcia shit that nobody's gonna pick him up, that's crazy. Somebody's gonna pick him up.
Well, I will say this: I feel like all the chips are on the table right now for Devin, right? Because I feel like everybody. Remember, we were saying 147 wasn't that exciting. It seems like everyone right now is going to 147, whether it's T.O., whether it's Hitchens, whether it's Keyshawn Davis. Now it seems like it's going to be a lot of money, a lot of big fights at 147. So if Devin does do well, or Brian, they're gonna be looking at a lot of bags move forward. You know what I mean? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I think they just getting to 47. I know, like Keyshawn, he just moved to 40 from 35. So, but I think we are getting to a point where everybody's gonna kind of get back in the same weight class, right? Like you remember a few years ago, we had the 4 Kings where it was like everybody was at 35 at one point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get all the fights out of that we wanted.
We didn't get none of the fights.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
we didn't get shit out of that.
Yeah. I feel like that's gonna come again to where there's a lot of crop of guys in the same pool, and Turk spending that bag to make them fights. That's why I love what Big Turk doing.
Yeah,
he gonna make sure he gonna
listen. You love it. I ain't gonna front. You love it. The promoters hate it.
Yeah,
we seen with Jared Anderson. My man, shout out to my man Jared Anderson.
Yeah,
Bob put it out there. He was like, I understand that Turkey offered the money, but we didn't want that fight, because like I said, the promoters. Naji been a good point though. Like Naji been a good point in terms of like Turkey. He don't know how to build fighters, but he damn sure gonna put the bag up to make the best available fight right now on the spot.
Yeah.
The promoters, their job is to build fighters and to be mega stars for them to recoup their money in the long term. Turkey, he throw that bag right there. Hey, you if you take it, you better go out there and put it on the line, because whatever happens after that, that's on you. Because listen.
Facts.
Matter of fact, I'm glad we have because Norbs, I had spoken to somebody earlier today. Matter of fact, Ryan Garcia. Remember we was talking about the whole Ryan Garcia was wilding out with the Oscar switch. So this is what happened. This is what I was told. So boom, Turkey again. Turkey offers these guys 5, 10 million up and up. You know what I'm saying, for the Fatal Four Fury, whatever bullshit, whatever. Ryan takes an L. Now he has to go back to his regular contract with Golden Boy. Golden Boy, like, listen. We want to rebuild you because you took an L, so we got to rebuild you, like how they normally do with before Turkey came around. I was told that they offered Ryan like maybe like a Alexis Rocha fight, but it wasn't in the millions range, and that's when Ryan Garcia had an issue. That's what I mean. These fighters get spoiled, and then saying, okay, boom, they take an L. And it's like, it goes back to reality with promoters. Listen, Oscar and Golden Boy is not handing out $5-10 million just for anybody out there. You know what I'm saying? Just for a regular dude. That's back in the day pay-per-view money, and you had to earn that on the back end of pay-per-view. But what I was told was he took an L, and like normally how it normally goes, when you take an L, if your promoter wants to keep you, you might have to take a little a back pay. Maybe your minimums, whatever your minimum or above it. But Oscar was not going to give out no $5-10 million. We all knew that. But Ryan,
he also told Ryan to take a year and a half off when I get paid.
They're not paying that shit though, because they're not paying Turkey out of cheap money over there.
No. They're not, but you can't really compete with Turkey either, right? Because Turk money is funded by the Saudi Arabian government, right? Like, so you're talking about a government giving money so you could promote tourism. They don't care about making the money back, right? Like. They not trying to like necessarily be like, yo, we need the profit and whatever, right? They spending money to promote tourism in their country, and it's definitely inflating the market. So I agree with what Mel said, right? It's hard for me to go like, man, I just made $1 and then now Oscar offered me $1 million. Like, nigga,
I heard this shit today. It was like, it was crazy. It was like, I think they do the number, but it was like he went from like 5 million to like $750K, and Ryan probably was like, "Fuck no," you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
And yeah. But at the same time, I wouldn't
either. Hell no.
This is the thing though. Remember, no, you've been around this shit, Naj, too. Remember when Ryan had a fallout with Oscar like 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 years ago now? They renegotiated the contract. That's when he had the whole Rolex watches and he was getting gifted. He was happy as hell. Just the same contract. What happened was, the same contract, the same minimums that he was happy with. This is before the Turkey era came into play. Turkey came through, started giving guys $5-10 million. Of course, he's not gonna be. But at the same time, like, yo, you took a loss, bro. Like, we gotta rebuild you. Why are we gonna stay and pay millions? And we don't know if that Rollies fight could have damaged you for good, or he could have at least plateaued. If he'd have plateaued or he started digressing, that's even worse as well. If he started digressing, why am I going to pay you $5 million up and you barely getting through? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
mid-level guys.
And to be honest with you, I think the lawsuits and all the money that he's lost over the last
needs
year.
the money.
Yeah,
He needs
hurt.
money.
Ryan's hurt.
Yeah. That's what it is. He needs money. He need money. You take care of the family. Let's be real. He take care of the whole family. He got all these lawsuits, so you know he got legal fees and all that shit. He's probably still behind.
And child support now is like
he got like three baby mom. Man, come on, man.
I didn't even know he had that many baby mothers. It's crazy.
I think it's at least 3. Somebody, I want to say somebody correct me in the comments, but he got a lot of like. And then you got to think about it. Like I was telling Norbs, like I was telling you on side, Norbs. I was telling you on side. Yeah, same thing, Naj. Real. After that whole rant last year when he been on no comments, y'all don't think he lost a ton of endorsements? And that's some bags that you.
Yeah. You know what? I feel fucked up for even liking it because I definitely feel like it's mental health. But the crazy Ryan was entertaining than a motherfucker, man.
But it was hurting his pockets. It was hurting his pockets though.
Yeah,
it was hurting his pockets.
For sure.
I mean, mental health, especially when it comes to money, makes it a lot worse, bro. And you know, you had the hotel incident, you had to pay that off.
To me, I'm making $5 million one night. I take an L, and it's like, hey, yeah, because let's be real, 750K is nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's still good money, but at the same time, if you're used to getting them M's, and then like, you gotta take a back seat, and then you probably gotta take an opponent that nobody cares to see you in there with. So you know you're not getting no real money. It's like, yo, he flipped.
Yeah. What do you think's gonna happen with that with the Ryan and Oscar situation?
Oscar's gonna be good. Floyd Schofield just showed out. He had 5. He had 5 fighters on that card that showed out and did what they were supposed to do. Yeah. That's why if you listen, Naj, if you can sit there and tell your guy who's supposed to be your star player, hey yo, don't worry, take a year and a half off. That right there is a red flag to you as a fighter. Like, damn, the motherfucker's telling me to take a year and a half off. My value to the company must not be what I think it is. Because what is in the text? Oh, I'm your biggest star on the roster. No, you're not. Not anymore. Not anymore.
He tried to violate Oscar though. He tried.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's weird though, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, Ryan is coming off of the back. Now, it's not just the loss, right? Like, one is he lost, but 2, he lost not looking good, right? Like Rolly beat him like pretty easy. Clearly, he didn't look good at all. He didn't really throw any punches, didn't let his hands go.
And don't forget the failed test. He got controversy behind that too. The failed test and everything.
He also coming off the back of steroid use, right?
That's
so it's like a lot of things that built up to the moment. I don't think it was just the loss. It's like how you lost and also the steroids. It's like a whole lot of things at play that set Ryan back a lot further. I think if all of those things wasn't at play and he lost and it was a good fight, I think that's a whole different story, because I think there's certain guys like Ryan where you have a fan base that even if you lose, you could still be present, right? Because I built up my fan base. But it's like, after all of that he went through, man, it's like, if I'm Oscar, I'm a little skeptical about having to break that big bag too, because you just don't know.
And going off of that, what you just said too, Naj, with the whole steroid thing, you look like fucking Superman when you fought Devin and whatever, before the whole scandal or whatever went down. And then when you went to the next fight afterwards, you didn't look nothing like that. You got put down and everything. So it was like so people, especially for Ryan Garcia haters, whatever, or people who don't fuck with who really against steroids, whatever use. Now everybody's looking at you like, damn, did he really need is he really good without the juice? Does he really need the juice to even look good? Come on, no one's taking that risk. It's a first.
Even if you go back to the Dallas fight, even like the pressers and stuff like that, he didn't wear a shirt for that whole presser. If you really think about it,
he was drinking beers like Stone Cold.
It was
crazy, bro. It was like a complete 180 when he fought Rolly. He was kind of relaxed, like he didn't look confident. He didn't want to talk shit. Rolly was side of sunning him. I mean,
I think was that the Roy rage, because he had a lot of rage in him in the press conferences. I'm just saying,
man. Listen, we all could see that it was two completely different.
For me, I was giving him benefit of doubt. I was like, maybe Ryan is maturing after that wild ass year he had.
That wasn't maturing, bro.
But it is what it is.
Bro, he literally was awesome. Bro, he had no shirt on. He was showing up like commando. He was talking about like look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was completely different. But can Ryan recover? I don't know, bro, because he did violate Oscar crazy. He put out the lingerie pictures with the stockings. Like
let's be real. Oscar's probably gonna see them shits for the rest of his fucking career as a promoter, whatever.
Yeah.
But I give Oscar credit. Like my man said to me earlier, he said Oscar played it cool. What Oscar do? Hey, the kid going through a motherfucking bipolar disorder type shit episode.
The Oscar,
we just had. Listen, we had a great night. Schofield did his thing. This one did his thing. Oscar ain't pay that shit no mind.
Listen, man, Oscar don't care, man. He about to use all this for clapback Thursday. That nigga don't care.
Yeah, he don't care.
Yo, you think he gonna do a clapback? If he do a clapback on Ryan, Ryan's finished, bro. I'm sorry.
Listen.
I'm sorry, bro.
Listen, at the end of the day, I said it to you earlier too, Norbs. Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions will be fine without Ryan. Ryan's on the shelf, Ryan doesn't get paid. But if Oscar has Schofield maybe in a Shakur fight or this fight or whatever, they're going to be all right. They're still gonna bring in revenue.
Yeah.
Fucking Ryan trying to do, you know what I'm saying, if he even threatens to go to court with his contract, he's going to be sitting out. He's not going to have a way to get money. On the other side, Golden Boy Promotions is going to still make their motherfucking bank. So who's going to lose in the end in the long run? Ryan is.
First of all, let me say this real quick. I heard Naji got the scoop on the surprise that Oscar got for Edgar Berlanga. That's the rumors I'm hearing. What's the surprise, Naj? What's the surprise, bro?
Yo, man. You know, I was trolling Edgar earlier on the because Oscar, you know, I was watching the fight the other day, the Schofield fight, and he like, you know, Berlanga said he gonna slap me, and I can't wait to run into him. I'm like, oh shit, Oscar popping it like he really, you know what I'm saying? Like this Golden Boy. So I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, as a fan of the sport, I'm gonna hype some shit up because, like, you know, I like to hype some shit up, but I don't want to see. I hope nothing happens like on some, you know what I mean, outside the ring.
Oscar with the shit though. He ran
Oscar with it. You see what he did to Canelo?
Nah,
he said,
Bill too.
Motherfucking respect on my man.
Bill too.
Yeah.
Oscar
with it, bro.
Oscar, listen, I fuck with Oscar though, man, because Oscar don't he and fucking unorthodox promoter. He don't care, yo. Like he out there. He out there, the motherfucker doing clapback Thursday with the speedos and shit like that.
Oscar wild, man.
He said he wild. That's what I fuck with the 2025 Oscar De La Hoya. I fuck with heavy as much as I did when he was back in the 90s. Like I fuck with Oscar De La Hoya. Period.
Oscar be pulling up with the Drake abs. He got the Drake abs.
Oh no, you ain't shit, dog.
Yeah, with the motherfucker be pulling up with the press on rakes and shit. Like with the motherfucker.
Oscar go get right, man.
Oscar, I fuck with Oscar, man. Like, he was happy in that little video he put out. I can't wait to be at the interview. I can't wait to be there. He gonna slap me.
Edgar not slapping. I love Edgar. He not slapping Oscar, bro. He better be ready.
Listen. I guarantee that left hook's still active. The De La Hoya left hook's still active. I guarantee. Oscar, my man. I mean, Edgar, my man too. But like, one thing about the old fighters, that the power is the last thing to go.
Crazy though?
He's a fighter by nature.
Oscar's mad petty because he had put up the promo for him and Shiraz, right? Shiraz, whatever his name is, and he said, "I'm your Canelo," and the nigga responded right underneath and said, "So you're not gonna win a round and try to fight?" I'm like, "Damn, Oscar! Oscar be coming for people too, bro."
Yeah, he do.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that press conference. I think it's next week.
Listen, them pictures and all that shit, they don't buy. Listen, they've been around. How long the pictures been around? For like they been 20 years and pictures been around, yo.
Yeah.
Oscar ain't worried about that shit, man. You see how I commend him. He handled that shit like a professional. He basically Ryan over here go through an episode, pray for that man, kept it moving, came back another video. Somebody gonna listen, gonna slap me. Oscar don't care about that shit, man. Yeah. It is what it is.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, right? That's what Rick James said.
Yeah, but
cocaine.
It's that pure.
Nah, I rap
that pure.
What you think about that Edgar fight with I can't even say his name, Shiraz, with Hamza Shiraz? Coming up.
Man, that's a good ass fight, man. I can't lie. I think Shiraz, Shiraz a good fighter. I mean, tall, he uses his jab, he uses his length. I think that I could see a world where the jab gives Berlanga some problems. You know what I'm saying? Him utilizing his jab and being able to stay at distance. I could definitely see a world where that happens. But what makes Berlanga so much fun to watch is that boy got power and he ain't scared to go up in there. You know what I'm saying? I think even against Canelo, right? Like, I think he took a lot of flack for Canelo fight, but I think there was moments where I saw him trying to go for it. It's just Canelo's a great fucking fighter.
It's just levels.
I think he was starstruck in a sense in the beginning. Like, he was really, it's like, I'm going to give you a comparison. Like, when people first played against Michael Jordan, right, in the NBA, you want to court with him now for the first time. You kind of like, damn, dog, like, I used to watch him on TV. And he said that was his idol. And when I first saw him come out there, he was just like, damn, he looked like he was just happy to be there. And when he got his shit rocked, I felt like, damn, I could take it. He kind of started getting a little more grounded. But is that going to push him to the next fight and he's going to be better? That needs to be seen, because he hasn't really necessarily capitalized on some of these opportunities. I mean,
but I also think that fight with Canelo gave him confidence, man. I think the fact that he could be like, I went in there with a legend and I stood toe to toe. I took his best shot. I got up. He wasn't never really rocked. It was more of a flash knockdown, right? Like, it didn't ever seem like he was hurt.
Yeah.
But he got up and he fought 12 with one of the best fighters of the generation. So I think he's moving into this next fight with some confidence. And it's one of those fights that if Shiraz makes mistakes, which we saw in Carlos Adames' fight, he does make some mistakes if you could pressure him, right? Like, we saw Adames, obviously he used distance, he used his footwork, but he walked them into a lot of counter shots. And I feel like if in a situation, if Shiraz makes a mistake, Berlanga could really make him pay. So, man, it's a good ass fight, Nobs. I don't even know. Like, I've been kind of going back and forth on that one for real.
I'll tell you this.
Listen, I'm going with Berlanga because I feel like he knows for a fact. That's one thing about Turkey. He don't share, he don't hide his favoritism, He already put it out there.
Sure.
Turkey put it out there. Listen, I need him and Shakur to win, or I'm gonna be upset. So, like, that's
disrespectful.
But at the same time, that puts a battery in your motherfucking back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta go out here and at least dominate or get this motherfucker up out of here, because if I don't, and you know how they be moving with them cards.
Listen, you right. Y'all remember that last fight? Turkey came over to the corner like, step it up. What you doing? I was like, damn, Turkey don't care, man. He gonna let you
down.
He don't abide by the traditional boxing rules. He don't care.
But shit, if I'm spinning the bag, I don't care neither, nigga. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. But it is a big opportunity for Berlanga if he can win that fight. There's a lot of big fights again at 168.
Man, I forgot about my man Killer Plant too. Yeah, a lot of good fights fell out over the I said, that's why I love the sport.
Yeah,
fact, you take an L, it can ruin. Listen, you can ruin somebody's whole fucking plans.
Yo, listen, when I said that shit, I tweeted it like, listen, one day you the man, next day you ass. That's the way the boxing game. And I don't necessarily believe that, but I'm saying that's just the way.
That's how it is. That's what I told him. I said, listen, Norbs.
Yeah.
Every man look like this, whatever, on this day. But if he goes out there and do some more spectacular shit, everybody seems to forget everything that they was hating on him about. Oh yeah, Devin Haney's back. That's how boxing is, man.
I mean, look at Kid Austin, right?
Vice versa.
Everybody was shitting on Kid Austin for the, he got
fight.
Everybody killed Kid Austin for that. And then now he knocked out Tevin, and now it's back.
No. This is a crazy one. Now they saying, oh, maybe it was a good thing that he didn't fight Shakur, because he would have gave. I'm like, y'all gotta chill, y'all gotta take out.
Why do you say that?
I give him because like that's hot, but Naji is right though. Like 1 minute they posting the picture of him laid up in the motherfucking hospital bed, sleeping and shit. You know what I'm saying? He go out there and knock my man Tevin out. The next minute is, oh shit, yeah, he gave Shakur problems. They would have fought today. Yo, yeah. It's like y'all quickly flip the fucking switch, but that's just how fans are, and it's just you gotta respect it.
Well,
hold on, Norbs, let me say this real quick to Mel, because speaking of Kid Austin, Mel, I had Schofield though. I was actually debating your career the other day with Schofield Senior. This was on Sunday. I had him and his son on the live, and they was popping it about Shakur. They like, Shakur ain't nothing, blah blah blah, and they said, well, name a B level. He ain't fought no A level fighters. Name a B level fighter that he fought. And I said Oscar Valdez and Jamel Herring. And then the pops was like, man, he ain't no B level. I'm like, what? How you gonna say he ain't no B level? So we was arguing and debating about that. So it's funny that I'm on here
Schofield
now.
Senior, before y'all get on this whole whatever, win a world title first and come to me with the dumb shit.
Oh, shots.
Respect. Now, listen, I fuck with Junior, but I'm not about to sit here. You're not about to sit here and try to downplay me. The bigger when you go out there and win your world title or whatever, then travel overseas to defend that motherfucker, do whatever, and then come back to me.
Yeah, that's what I said. Come on, man. Mel B level.
My thing is also they like you seen it. I told people before, hey, Lamont Roach a good fighter. Oh nah, Tank about to do this. Yeah, Tank about to school him because he lost to Jamel. I said, y'all keep sleeping. Y'all keep sleeping on Lamont. Lamont went out there and did what he did. And so listen, hey, numbers don't lie. The only motherfucker he lost to was Jamel Herring. Let's keep it real.
What else Mr. Schofield said? I need to hear more of this shit.
You know what I'm saying? I just had to bring it up because this is the first time me and Mel is like meeting, and I just had this conversation.
Make sure you clip this shit out too, Norbs, and tag everybody in that motherfucker. Like I want to, we can bring them up. We can listen. Listen, Mr. Schofield, respectfully. Like I said, I remember when we sat down before your summer in pro, and I was giving y'all a game. This is when I was still champion, so I don't want to hear that all that. B level, whatever seat, whatever. That's your opinion, but at the same time, I'm gonna be respectful and say if you want to come on the platform, we can definitely speak on it. But
let's do it.
I might have to set that up. No, I might have to respect the out for being Tevin. Tevin is a former world champion, whatever. But at the same time, we don't do that. Don't do that.
Hold on, that's what you were saying, Dodge?
I said, yeah, I might have to do that. Alley, you know what I'm saying? Tell Sco, Big Sco, he got to come pull up. You know what I'm saying?
What? I mean, listen, you need to bring my man Jamel on Cigar Talk. He got a lot to talk about.
Y'all want to talk crazy with Shakur? I get that and everything, but listen, don't try to downplay my motherfucking resume because whatever. Just keep that shit with you over there, but don't come in with that dumb shit.
I mean, damn. I mean, Schofield pops do he do?
Because you know me. No, listen. You listen. You said that you'll put this shit out tonight, and you tagged them, and I went to my reply. I'm coming back in the comments, yo.
His pops has no problem getting in front of a microphone.
Yeah, he gonna do. You know what he gonna do. But I said, it was funny to debate. I'm like, come on, man, we don't do that.
I'm cool with debates.
Even the Frampton fight, everybody point to Lamont Roach, but I got to give credit for the Frampton fight too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people ain't mentioning that one also.
And then, like I said, everybody in the comments, I don't really do it. I just let the work speak for itself, whatever, however it ages. But at the same time, I listen. I said Lamont Roach can fight. Carl Frampton is potentially a future Hall of Famer. Shakur, I never make. You know, if you get fighters on him, make an excuse. I never made an excuse over the Shakur fight. Shakur was just a better man. Yada yada yada. But if you think it's that easy, then go for it. You think, but like I said, Lamont Roach at 35 now too. You think it's easy over there too? Go over there, try to test Lamont, see if you want.
Well, Jamal, you aren't officially retired either. Just to put it out.
Listen, wait, I don't put on.
Oh, hold up, Mel. Hold up. That means you might get back up in there.
You're not retired. He ain't retired.
All I gotta do is make a call to my man Bud and them. Like, yo, Bud, I need a slot for the on the Canelo card.
Oh,
just get me a. Come on, man. Like I know, like that's when you have connection boxing, but at the same time, it's like I'm chilling right now. But he at a B level. Come on, man. You had one good performance, and I give you credit for that. But at the same time, when you start at it, just stack the resume up, then come talk to me.
Damn.
Don't stack the resume and come talk to me.
Hold on. We got a call on my man Low Nose Boxing. Low, what's up, man?
What's good, fellas? What's going on, man?
What's good, bro?
Yo, I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound real crazy right now, but remember when you heard it first. Schofield's gonna retire Gervonta Davis. He's gonna knock him out when that fight happens. I can see it happening right now. Tank's heart is not in boxing no more.
You said Tank's gonna knock out Tank?
I'm not saying he's a better fighter than Tank. What I'm trying to say is that he's catching him at the right time. Tank Davis don't know what he want to do right now. He don't know what he want to do. He want to retire. He want to do therapy. He want to beat the dudes on Twitter. Like, Tank don't know what he want to do. Tank is great. Yeah.
Hold on, Naj. I know you and Tank are really close friends. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man. We definitely been having some back and forths for the last couple months and shit. So gotta keep it interesting.
I mean, what do you think about that? He talking about Schofield said it too. I mean, Schofield Pop said I think that he would stop Tank. That it'll be a different fight. What you think about that?
I could see it happening because Tank is hit, and he has skills. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the best fighters for me. I feel he's the most complete fighters out of the quote unquote. And I'm not gonna call them the four kings anymore because there's more than four of them, and they ain't really kings yet, so they fight each other. But Tank is the most complete fighter out of all of them. But he got a lot of holes in his game. He gets hit, and I can see him running into a shot. Schofield is the only one at 135 that has the athleticism and the explosiveness to match Gervonta Davis. And I can see him catching him with a big shot and getting him up out of there, man.
Naj, what you think about that?
I think that's a little crazy, brother. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, man. I think, nigga, that's and this is me saying it. Obviously, anybody who's been on Twitter recently seen me and Tank going at it or whatever. But my personal feelings on somebody don't got nothing to do with how I assess boxing. You know what I mean? So I think Floyd still makes a lot of mistakes, right? He lunges in a lot. I see a lot of mistakes from him, and Tank is a guy that he's gonna counter and pick up on mistakes. That's what he does. I think with the Lamont fight, and I'm not disagreeing with you that maybe Tank, his mind isn't totally on boxing. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you there. But I think that Lamont Roach, the fight that Lamont had with Tank, I think people are making it like they're taking away from Tank and not giving Lamont a lot of credit. I think Lamont
exactly.
I think it wasn't a lot of openings for Tank to take that are usually there. And he was also able to stand in there and counter Tank, in a way that he's not used to. So I think Floyd Schofield, who's a lot more aggressive than Lamont, I could see him going in there and trying to land a big shot and Tank just countering the shit out of him and it being like all them other Tank fights that we see.
No, and I think let me add to your point, Naji. I think people fail to realize, Lamont is he's a very high IQ. Same thing with Tank, and people underestimate that with Tank. Tank is a very smart fighter.
Now it got me. Hold on, now it got me. Stop. I'm looking for the kid Austin. I'm like,
yeah.
Yo, bring him on the show right now. But I'm like, it says a countdown found.
Oh shit!
Somebody get his ass on Twitter. Tag me in a tweet, whatever. Get his ass on the motherfucking line right now. Like,
I just want to say,
I just want to Pops. Pops, get on the line. Just get his pop on the line right now, yo. I'm sitting like, the whole time I'm sitting like this, like, yo, Kid Austin.
Yeah.
I'm about to FaceTime, whatever.
We need that.
The link.
Hold on, Lo.
Yo.
Nah, we got to get him on the. I mean, I don't got his number. I don't know homeboy, so I couldn't tell you, man.
Somebody gonna get him. I
do like his son though, but to your point, Naji, I think you're 100% right. When it comes to Tank is a very smart fighter. That's what I think would happen to Schofield fight. Schofield's still green. I think he'll run into something, and I think it's light time for him. That's just how I feel. I think Lamont Roach, you're right. I think people take away from him and don't give him enough credit. Lamont fought a smart fight. He didn't run. He was smart. He understood where he had to be at, and he put on a performance. I don't think that Schofield can fight the way Lamont fought against Tank. That's just Lamont
for a chess match. Also, you got people forget those two individuals. They know each other. They grew up with each other. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Lamont wasn't worried about the power. He wasn't worried about what Tank was going to do. They sparred each other a few times. Listen, like I said, when people ask me like, Mel, what can you tell? I can't tell Lamont shit. Like I came out with both of these dudes. But they knew each other long before I even came up with them motherfuckers. So I'm like, yo, it's gonna be a good fight. And it turned out just the way it did.
Yo, also I look at it like this, right? What do you feel like Schofield brings to the table that Frank Martin didn't, right? Like we want to say maybe a little more power.
I think Schofield is a little bit more assertive. I think Frank Martin for a little too safe. You know what I'm saying? A little too safe. Like he was fighting too much on the back foot at times. You know what I'm saying? And
I would agree with that. But Mel, when we see with Tank is the guys that are more assertive, those are the guys that end up on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, right? I agree, but the thing is, like I said, I don't think Tank's head is all the way there. Tank with his head all the way in boxing, I agree with you 1,000%. Now, Tank would definitely run Schofield into a shot, but right now, I think Schofield, his confidence is going to boost because he knocked out a dude that a lot of people forget. Gervonta Davis ducked Tevin Farmer. Gervonta got a list of people that he ducked throughout his career, and Tevin Farmer is one of them. And Tevin Farmer is the only one that was able to match him in terms of street bravado, because Tank likes to try the street bravado tactic to intimidate his opponents. He couldn't do that with Tevin Farmer, because Tevin Farmer is not a square. Tevin Farmer from Philly. He wasn't going for that. He ran down on Tank multiple times, and Tank did not have that same energy that he had with Frank Martin. And I say that to say this. The same way that you say Tank would catch Schofield, which I could definitely see happening, I could also see Tank running into a big shot as well. Now, I'm not saying all the way that I'm 100% sure that Scholes going to beat him, but I'm not going to be shocked if it happens. And I have a feeling that Schofield is going to be the one that's going to put an end to Gervonta Davis. Something tells me that.
Man, you better wake up and apologize.
He just said that Tank is going to run into something crazy. Tank, when have you ever seen Tank get over aggressive?
He doesn't.
Running.
In fact, he's too patient to me.
He's always patient.
Yeah.
He's a counter puncher. He fights on the back foot. Unless he has you hurt, it's the only time Tank actually presses and runs into anything.
Yeah, no,
he's not going to do it. Tank is going to use your aggression against you.
So speaking on Tank, as we're here, you know, he loves me too, by the way. He's a big fan of me. How do you think this second fight with Lamont Roach is gonna turn out? What do you think?
It depends on the mindset. It depends on the mindset of Tank. It's not taking anything from Lamont. Like I said, I always know Lamont's gonna be a good fighter, but like you gotta look at all the factors. For one, Lamont is very more. He's even more confident. You can see it online from the back of talk. Lamont is more confident going to the rematch, but I think like Tank needs to get this motherfucker head together and get his old team that got him to where he's at now. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it'll be another good fight, but but for the most part, I think whoever starts out a little bit fast this time is gonna, you know what I'm saying, back in those early rounds is gonna make a difference. Because like I said in the first fight, they're both slow started. Because when I fought Lamont, the game plan was to jump out on Lamont fast and early to rack up those rounds, because we knew that down the stretch Lamont was gonna get his rhythm and probably try to steal rounds afterwards. But like, we know Tank's a slow starter, and I know Lamont's a slow starter as well. So I was like, yo, whoever starts off fast and first is gonna basically take the fight. Because y'all see how the scores played out. If one of the two would have started out, you know what I'm saying, banging the rounds early, that scorecard would have been a lot different.
To be honest, man, I see it like much of the same as the first one. I don't know if I buy into the like, you know, Tank wasn't Tank. I don't know if I buy into that. You know what I mean? I kind of think that Tank was Tank, but again, is you ran into a guy that won because of y'all amateur background. He's not scared of you. Yeah, I say 90% of the guys that go up and fight against Tank is right. You're fighting Tank, but you're also fighting the myth of Tank, knowing this guy knocks everybody out, and you know you got to go through that mental part to try to pursue, you know, push past whatever it is to implement your game plan and push past that fear and the cautiousness. I think Lamont wasn't scared at all. And what I saw in the fight, one is because Lamont got a tight guard, it's not really that many openings where, you know, and he was so patient. Tank didn't have that many openings that he could really try to take advantage of like he usually does. You know what I'm saying? And then I also saw in the fight, every time Tank landed a big shot, Mont turned around and landed a big shot. And that to me is what, like, Tank is not used to that. I don't think I've ever seen a fight where Tank is landing them big blows and the guy takes it and gives it right back to you. I think that as a guy that's a power puncher and a knockout puncher, that's something that's now you like, oh shit, like, damn, you know what I mean? So I kind of think it's much of the same, man. I think that there's certain fighters that I don't want to say have your number, but I think there's certain fighters that can be acclimated to your style, man. And I think Lamont is one of them guys for Tank.
If I say whoever starts off fast early is that's gonna determine how the shit goes down along. Because I don't see any knockouts unless Lamont gets reckless or get, you know what I'm saying, and gets careless in there. But other than that, I'm with Naji. It's probably gonna be the same as at the first fight. I just feel like whoever starts off a little bit faster is gonna dictate what happens at the end of the 12th round with the cards.
I think to add to what Naji says too, I think a lot of fighters also when they fight Tank, they exert a lot of energy doing things that they're not accustomed to doing. moving more frequently or try to do things that tired him out, and then Tank just finally catches up with you, and that's it. And Lamont stood his ground. He never backed up that entire fight. And in fact, like you said, whenever Gervonta landed a shot, he would counter right away with a big shot, and it really took a lot away from Tank. And he knew Tank mentally. He spoke on fighting Tank back in the day and knew that he was able to break him in the ring, and I think that played into a lot of it.
I also think it's hard to start off that fast against a counterpuncher like Mont, right? Like Mont is a counterpuncher by nature. I think Tank is better as a counterpuncher. Like we've seen, like if you look at Tank's knockouts, right? Most of his knockouts, they're setups, right? Like he's coming through the back door, disguising his power and then catching you with something you don't see. He's not like a better BF where he's coming through the front door, just obliterating. Yeah. We've seen him do that at times, right? Like against Frank Martin, I would say he kind of did that. Later in the Mario Barrios fight, I feel like he pushed it to do that. But against a guy like Lamont, I feel like without that many openings and he's a dangerous counterpuncher, I don't think it's going to be that easy for Tank to really start that fast and just be on offense. Because I think, Mont going to be throwing some shit back that's going to really hurt him.
Yeah, and if you notice the last fight, he came out in the presser and said, he was saying, I thought he was just bullshit. He was like, Lamont got power. He can pop. And through all the fights, he's very, very hesitant. He loses most of the early rounds, Gervonta. In most of the fights, when have we seen that he's won most of the majority of the early rounds? It's very rare, even against Rolly.
Tank got to focus on actually winning and banking in rounds. You can't rely on the equalizer.
Yeah.
You know, rely on that power that, to bail you out.
Mel, do you think he can start fast, Mel?
I'm not saying that he probably does rely on power or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, still a boxing match. Boxing match is based on, winning rounds. Of course, the knockouts happen, but as you can see, Lamont wasn't phased. He wasn't phased.
No.
Yeah.
So you got Lamont winning the rematch, both of y'all.
That's how I wouldn't say.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might edge faster. Yeah, I think I might edge Tank in that one, Nobs, but it's gonna be a close fight. It's gonna be one of those either way, we not sure who the winner is type of fights, in my opinion.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. The only thing I do disagree with you is on the corner situation. I think Calvin needs to be that head guy. I think
he needs to get that old team back that got his ass where he's at now.
Yeah, because he did look confused at times in the corner. Like it was kind of weird. Like he looked confused when he took the knee. Like he didn't know what he was doing at that point. It was kind of odd. And I don't know. I think that's something that got to be handled. I don't know how his camp is going. He's only cussed you out a few times. He doesn't really talk much about the fight. So I don't know.
I love this position for Tank though, because we've never seen Tank have to be in the vulnerable seat, right? We've never seen that before. Like he's always fighting from the and I would say as a world champion, right? Because I guess even from Pedraza, he was the underdog, but I've never seen Tank had to be in a position where it's like this fight really means something now. You know what I mean? Because the way the first fight turned out, we just not sure. So is he going to rise to the occasion? Or is it going to be a lot of pressure? I think there's a lot more pressure on Tank than Lamont to me in this.
Oh, absolutely. And
listen, Lamont playing with house money. He wasn't supposed to be here the second time around. He playing with house money right now. He's good.
That's a fact. And you know, the other part about that fight I wanted to mention, the fact that I love is that Mont didn't have no respect, right? And I think a lot of people respect Tank. And that was like, there was a couple of times in the early rounds where Tank would say something to the ref and Mont still punched him. Bow. He didn't let no opportunities go of
the
like
clinches, the bully him in the clinches and everything. He kept punching them, all that shit.
What I'm saying. It wasn't no respect. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and again, we said if in order for Gervonta when he has to start faster, is he going to be willing to put himself in a situation where he is going to be throwing more punches or risking it? I think that's what's going to decide the fight because he throws rounds away. So I don't know, man. I got Lamont in the rematch. I'm not gonna lie. I don't believe that Tank is gonna be willing or dare to be great. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like if there's one knock on Tank, in my opinion, is I don't believe that he and I think it shows up in his resume that he cares to be great. And I don't think he's gonna risk it. I think he's gonna go through the same thing he's going through. And because of his name, hopefully win that fight. And that's just what I feel when it comes to Tank. I don't think he's gonna make many adjustments. I mean, let's be real. I mean, he hasn't wanted to fight the big guys in his division. He said he doesn't really care about legacy. So, I mean, these are his words, not mine. So,
I think at the same time, I think this, like Naji said, this one means a lot because you got to think about it. They come from the same neck of the woods. That goes a long way when you gotta you plan on still being in the DMV area after your career's over. People are gonna look back like, yo, remember a time when Lamont and Tank. It's bragging rights. It's still a lot on the tape. It's bragging rights. So I feel like that's a lot. That does have a lot of say going into this fight.
Yeah, I mean, their back and forth has been really odd though. Too, I ain't gonna lie. Talking about
I ain't like all that personal shit. First of all, we better hope the fight's happening because they ain't no press announcement, ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping the fight is happening at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to happen June 21st originally. Now it was supposed to be August 16th.
August 16th.
I don't know what's going on with that, but you know,
all I know is he better not be using no grease or nothing, man. Get in there, do what you do, nigga, because
they're so glow.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of them ones. You need this one, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. Listen, man, that grease excuse was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm sorry.
That was bad. You know, and I don't think it wasn't fake. I think it was real, but it just nobody want to hear that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro, that shit was fake as shit. I don't care what you're saying.
I believe him, but it's
bro. Everybody in this channel right now is took in a shower and got soap in their eye, and that shit was red. That nigga, there was nothing in his eye, bro. My shit went for days, bro.
You see, Lulu that towel, he got to get a Dark Caesar for this fight.
Yeah, bro. He need to go back to the old Caesar Tank, man. Get out of here with this shit, bro.
Remember, she was burning.
Hell yeah. What else we got coming up? Damn. What else we got coming up? We got Katie Taylor, Serrano. I mean, what you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's one of them fights, to be honest. I don't know if the winner matters. It's just they really be going at it.
It's a celebration for women's boxing at the end of the day. Like I like even like I think for the most part they're celebrating that they're getting crazy purses for this fight. You know what I'm saying? So like that's like it's everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I don't think Amanda doesn't have much to prove. Katie's gonna.
She had 2 losses against her. She gotta win that one, bro.
We got the whole resume though.
They're controversial losses though.
Yeah,
they're like
exactly. That's controversial, and she already got like the fucking the record for the fucking Puerto Ricans and the titles and shit. Like,
bro, I'll tell you right now, if it's a decision, she might not walk out of there, Katie Taylor, bro. If it goes 3-0 Katie Taylor, they're gonna have to break security out against Katie Taylor.
Yeah, it is what it is. I thought. Listen, I thought Amanda had the second fight. I think the first fight was close too. It could have went Amanda's way, but
yeah, I thought Serrano won.
It's not like she got blown out and we having a third fight. And it's like it is what it is at this point, yo.
Shakur.
Even if she wins, people gonna say, well, it's 2-1. It's 2-1. It's 2-1 Taylor.
Shakur fights that weekend, July 12th. Actually, July 12th, the next day. What y'all think about that?
Now that's going to say a lot because for one, Turkey's putting him in a smaller ring, but I feel like it makes Shakur more dangerous because he's gonna let his hands go a lot more. Now, like I know you said, Norris, will his hands hold up? I think they will, whatever. But at the same time, it's like with Cepeda's aggression and Shakur being a natural counterpuncher. The aggression is going to work against Cepeda because he's going to open up more, which leads to more counterpunching. You know what I'm saying in the middle of the shot. So,
let me question: you force Shakur. Do you feel like the criticism that he receives is justified being in the ring with him? Because a lot of people try to downplay him, and I think to me, skill wise, I think I got him top 5.
I'm different. Like I'm be real. I'm biased because I'm more of a boxing purist. So, like, I respect the craft. You know what I'm saying? I respect the fact that, like, this motherfucker don't really get hit. Let's just be like saying, like I get it, y'all think he running or whatever, yeah. But at the same time, it's like he's keeping distance and spacing. His spacing is crazy. And it's like when you try to close that gap, when you think you're there, we can hit him, you're really not. So like he's really good at spacing and timing. You know what I'm saying? And his reflexes is crazy. But like I feel like with a smaller ring, because like I said, I actually called the fight with him and Oscar Valdez. I enjoyed the fight. I was ringside.
Yeah.
I was doing comedy. He put on a boxing masterclass against Oscar Valdez. And Oscar tried to be aggressive. Oscar was pushing the fight. Oscar, you know what I'm saying, he got in there and tried to, you know what I'm saying, try to slug it out. But it's just that Shakur had to put everything on the line that night, and he looked great. But so I don't really understand the criticism as much. I get it sometimes. Like, okay, he had to fight with homeboy, and they feel like he was running, but you know his hand was fucked up, whatever. But he comes back and he tries to at least push forward and dominate. So like, it is what it is.
What do you think, Naji?
I mean, I think I understand the criticism. Do I think it's fair? No. But do I understand it? Yes. Right. I think the Shakur has been heralded as somewhat of a golden child, right? Like we're talking about a silver medalist, right? He was courted by Floyd Mayweather at the Olympics and all of that, right? Like he came in the game, and when you walking out to in a fight and it's Mayweather, it's Andre Ward, and it's Terrence Crawford walking you out.
Yeah.
Naturally, people are just gonna be like, "Yo, this guy has to be great," right? And I think that Shakur's in a position where, again, like I said, I understand it. I don't know if it's necessarily fair, but I understand it. I think Shakur's in a position now that just winning for him isn't enough, right? I think people are wanting to see him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like he doesn't have the luxury of just like, all right, cool, I won the fight, right? I think most people have it to where it's like you win the fight and that was good. But I think because of Shakur's level of talent, because of how everyone's held him at such a pedestal, which I deserve
more.
Exactly.
They want more.
His skill set is what it is, right? I think if we're talking about straight skill set, the kid is, to me, he's one of the best in the game. So I think with that comes a lot of pressure, right? So again, I don't think it's fair, but I understand it. So to me, this is also a fight that Shakur got to show up. I think this is his moment that he has to prove and show the level that, like, I'm better than this guy clearly. Tevin Farmer obviously had 2 close fights with him. You have to outperform and outdo that. So I think this is Shakur's moment to come and step into the 135-pound division and be like, yo, Tank, I'm the guy, right? Like, I think this is the performance that he needs to be able to try to claim that. So, yeah.
I'm with you on that. I think he ends up stopping Zepeda, in my opinion. But bringing up the Tank situation, I think he's wasted a lot of time chasing that fight, and I think he kind of needs to move forward from it, in my opinion.
That's everybody, bro. That's everybody. Let's be real.
No, but I'm saying I feel like
everybody. It's not
specifically
just
him, but specifically him because of who he is. You know what I'm saying? People want to see that, and I feel like there's so many big fights for him to make.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't see no reason for him to stick around and be at 35 too long anyway.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like he needs to. I don't think he's ever going to fight.
Sean basically got forced to move up after his things, and that fight was never going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't think he's gonna do any. I don't think he's looking at Murataya for a fight or the IBF title. And like I said, the Tank fight is Tank's. He got to get to pass his Lamont Roach shit anyway. So it's like there's no really point of sitting back waiting for a fucking for Shakur to do anything at 35.
I mean, it's hard to say. I get it, right? Like the guy is the face of boxing, right? Or one of them outside of Canelo, I would say. If you beat him, right, that instantly makes you. Lamont got a draw and his stock went sky high. So I can only imagine if you're able to actually beat the guy. So I can understand why he's chasing Tank, why he might continue to do it. Am I confident he'll get the fight? No. But you know what I'm saying is, I think that, in order to put pressure on Tank, at least from the fans and the media, he got to show out in this Zepeda fight to me.
No, he definitely got to show out. I think he has to stop Zepeda or put on a super, and I'm not talking about a boxing masterclass. He has to pretty much I think he has to stop him. I think he has to be dominating. But you're right. But even if he is dominating, I don't think Gervonta takes that fight. So to me, I think he just needs to move on. And I get it. If he does beat Gervonta, it's a big thing. I just don't think that Gervonta will ever give him the opportunity to fight him. And I would like to see him go out and start just getting these big fights at 140. He did say he wanted to go to 147. I'd like to see this talented man finally get it just due, but I don't think he's gonna be at 135. And I hope he gets it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that. All right.
You know, Nas, when you gonna have my man Jamel on Cigar Talk, man? Because he got a lot to say right now.
I fuck with this shit. We could do whatever.
We got to put something together, man. You know what I'm saying?
You just amped him up, bro. He looking for Schofield. He texted me like,
get him back on it. We can sit down. Listen, we gotta be cordial.
Yeah, we gonna have to do something with that. We gonna have to do something with that for sure.
Yeah, we gonna get him on here eventually.
That's wild. That is wild. Yo, I appreciate you coming on, Naj, man. I definitely appreciate you. I mean, Mel, you got anything else you want to ask him? Because
man, like I said, it was fun, Naj. Like I said, this shit. I ain't know I went by already, but we had a good time, man.
Yo, listen, man, I appreciate y'all, man, for real.
Nah, most definitely. We definitely got to do some stuff, man. I'm a big fan of your work, man. You know, I didn't know we had that much in common coming up with the music stuff. You know what I mean? So you already know, man. You got my I sent you my number, man. Just hit me up anytime.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a text. Yeah,
shoot me a text. Hey, yo, and let Schofield know Jamel looking for him. He not retired. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like,
we got to have to get y'all on the line, man. We got to get y'all on the line.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying? That's a good little, you know what I'm saying? Good for the feds. You know what I mean?
No, hell yeah, bro. But before we leave, who is the top father in promotion in boxing? Or who's the most annoying? Or who do you feel is it Bill Haney? Is it Schofield? Who do you think? Or Brian Norman Sr. is starting to play into that? Who do you think before we go?
Mine's right now Schofield. He's talking crazy. He's talking. Hey, I can tell. Bill, my man. Angel Garcia, cool. Who else we got out here?
Norman.
I never had. Norman. I never had. You know what I'm saying? He just big up for his son, but I'm not even going to use the Auntie Skull because I still got but he talking crazy right now.
Auntie Skull is hilarious.
Yeah. I said Greg got a whole community calling a grown man auntie. That's insane.
Greg Hackett is hilarious.
I mean, I would have to go with Bill, man. I think Bill is the top. Like that nigga's crazy, man, and he talk like a 70s pimp. Like Bill be talking like. He don't all the way answer questions.
Bill run down on motherfuckers though. Bill run down on people though. I give Bill that though.
Yeah.
But listen, I respect Bill though. It's like he talking shit, but he actually out here making the fights. But Bill is crazy, man. I was actually at the Canelo Crawford press conference, and Bill is in the middle of the press conference, standing up, yelling at Canelo. I'm like, this guy is crazy, man.
Yo, he's hilarious. He's hilarious. I love Bill. I think Bill's good for the sport, man. He need his own podcast. He's hilarious, bro. I'm sorry. Like, he's the GOAT. But on that note, man, I'll let you rock, man. I appreciate you hitting me up. Jamel, I mean, a matter of fact, when you hit me, I'll put you on a group chat. I don't know if you got his number or whatever, send it to you.
Yeah.
All right,
we'll definitely build, man. I appreciate you.
Yep.
I'm gonna support whatever you got, man. Thank you for coming on, brother.
Nah, for sure, man. Thank you for having me, man. Salute to y'all brothers. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. If y'all don't know me, my name is Naji. I got a platform called Cigar Talk, man. I try to interview all the top boxers. And man, check me out.
Yeah. You try, bro. You interview all the top boxers, bro. Get out of here with this shit, man. My man, appreciate you.
All right, bro. Later.
All right, yeah.
I love that interview. Naj is dope as hell, man. We need more of that. We need. You know who we gonna? I'm trying to bring on too. Florentino. I forgot his name. He's funny as hell. Even though some of his takes are absolutely crazy, but you know, we gotta bring him on. But Christine said she'll be on tomorrow. She was on the Hangout. She dissed us for the Hangout. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, Christine. It's all good. But
all right, shit. We gotta wrap this up. We gotta get right back on in
about in the morning, bro.
Not even 12 hours.
I'm gonna chop up some stuff, man. How should I put Mr. Schofield, Mrs. Schofield? How would you like to introduce it?
What'd you put it? Yo, I'm cool. Like HLD, I'm cool. Like I'm cool over here. I'm like, I get it. Your son had a great performance, but y'all be talking crazy, man. Y'all gotta cut the shit out. Y'all still got a whole career ahead of y'all. Do what y'all do, but cut the dumb shit out, yo.
My man, all right, bro. We out of here, man. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll holler at you.
I'm about to go in. All right, salute.
Tomorrow morning. We
need you on here, Skull.
All right, bro. We out.
I'm gonna just say Big Skull.
Big Skull. All right, we out.